Hey, you guys, welcome to your reading for this week. It's coming to you a little earlier this week because we've got some family stuff coming up this weekend. And I was like, okay, we need to do the reading before everything gets crazy and then it doesn't get done. So let's go in again with our goddess deck and let's just see what Spirit has for you. What kind of insights and clarity? Thank you, Spirit. See what's going on for you, collective. Okay. We have Nana Buluku seasons. Here we go. Nana Buluku. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. All right. It says Nana Buluku is the most high, supreme being, primordial mother, grandmother of all the Orishas or deities and Dahomis, wise women, herbalist and healer. Okay, I feel like I know where this is going, and I've never read this card before, so let's see. Nana Buluku's guidance to you is you have entered a new cycle that is very old. Allow yourself to become present. Trust the divine timing. Trust in divine timing. Don't be in such a hurry. There's no shortcuts here. Okay, and the embodiment says, are you ready for a new beginning? You are in or entering a season that will force you to evolve. Yeah, we know. This is a time of major transition. You are not stuck. You are holding on to old patterns. Change can be terrifying. Allow yourself to be mentored. Wow. Okay, there's a lot coming through this. And then the last piece says, when you choose a new path, you are ripe for self sabotage. A commitment test from the universe may pop up to delay this new pathway. Stay the course, your time is now. Okay, so the element is air, and the temple is threshold guardians. So Nana Baluku's guidance is talking about when it says you're entering a new cycle that is very old. To me, it means that like this path is very much so a part of your destiny. This path you're entering into, there's a lot of timing that is involved on this path. It is a new beginning, and at the same time it's like as you're going into exploring and being open to this new beginning, you're going to be tested, right? It's a major transition. Sometimes it feels like the nine in the tarot. I always say this, that it's like that pause before the clouds part and the sun comes out. It feels like, okay, I've done all these things. I've worked and invested and done all this work and made all these sacrifices and had this training and the support. And I'm right there. I'm so close. And so, what is preventing me? Why is there a delay? Like, what's the holdup? And she's saying, you're not stuck. You're holding on to old patterns. So, this is a message of if you can do the inner work, it's like that is separating you by like this much from you and that um reaping the harvest, right? The seeds that you've sown. This little piece that is between you and that, it all comes down to finally closing out and releasing old patterns and healing that. It said change can be terrifying, but allow yourself to be mentored. So, my suggestion to you also is if you already kind of know what that last little snippet of barrier is to you and seeing the manifestation of this thing come to life, the way you can get a hold of what's delaying you is to do the inner work of that. Okay, and understanding that fears or insecurities or doubts may be a part of that, but for me it's coming across as um like maybe even a little bit of that shadow work where you maybe you've known you needed to work on it, but you need to kind of like bring it full circle so that you can take it all the way into the new path. You can allow yourself to go. This right here is calling my attention. It says, when you choose a new path, you are ripe for self sabotage. I feel like somebody needs to hear that because um, that's when we're so close, I feel like that's when, and when things don't just automatically happen right there, when we think, okay, we're right here, it should be here, and it's not, that's when we usually self-sabotage. That's been my experience personally in the past, where it's like, okay, you feel all this momentum and you can see the tangible momentum, and then all of a sudden you're so close, but there's a pause and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't anticipate, why is this being delayed? Like, why is this just not popping into place like I think it should? Spirit is talking about that's when the most important shadow work comes into play. And so if in your mind you're telling yourself like, I've done all my shadow work, I've been there too, where I'm like, I've done everything, what else is there? There's all, first of all, shadow work is till the day we die, right? But specifically in this season of your life, and I'm going to pull up seasons again because that's the word. um it's such an important season to get that lesson completed, wrapped, um healed, brought from the shadow into the light. And it says get guidance from a mentor, so that is your cue to, you don't have to feel like you're doing it alone. Okay, what else, Spirit, do you want collective to know? Okay, I feel like I'm gonna butcher this. Ngame. Ngame, and this is desire right here. Desire. Okay, let's look this one up. All right, another air element, and the temple is conjurers. Ngame is the triple moon goddess of the Ashanti. Every new day, this mother goddess rebirths the sun, shooting life into us with her moon bow. Her lunar rays illuminate souls. Ngame's guidance: dream bigger. Dang. And it's period. Like dream bigger, period. Puny desires constrict you. Damn, okay, we're going there. Your desires create your life, so allow them to flow boldly. Somebody needs to hear that you are cutting yourself too short in terms of what it is that you want. Okay, so um, let the desires of your heart flow. Let me finish reading it and then I'll give my little 2 cents. What says, what do you really desire? Get specific. See it, smell it, feel it, call it in now. What you desire desires you. Somebody needed to hear that. It desires you. Does your desire flow from love or from fear? Manifestations that come from fear based desires keep you safe and small. Desires that come from your soul expand your world. Okay, so this is about manifestation. That's what Ngame is all about. How are you engaging in the art of manifestation, is what Spirit is saying. If you're doing it from a place of fear, if you feel engulfed in fear as you're telling God what you want, there's a chance that you're probably downplaying the essence of what your soul really wants, the fullness, the full expanded version of that. So they're saying, go and look at that, go and check on that, because that could also be a part of what's making the delay. It's also probably a part of the shadow work, is what I'm getting, that divine is having you do in this season, in this what feels like a pause or a delay. You know, when we think about delays in the tarot, the nines are delay, yeah, or they're pauses. But like when I think about the hanged man in the tarot, it's like, I feel like a lot of us think of the hanged man as like we're being put on pause. But really, what the hanged man means is divine is gifting us with a pause, an opportunity to reevaluate the bigger picture and to actually have it work in the greatest and highest good of our life, our path, our desires, and all that are concerned with us in our life and our path. So it's real. The delay is not a burden. It's not a punishment. It's all about let's get it pulled together. Like, let's get it right. Let's get it healed, because it's going to be so necessary for you to fulfill the fullness of the desires of your heart and the manifestation. Okay. So normally I would stop there for pulling the cards, but I just saw this on the top of the deck. Okay, and I really feel called to read it. Divine Lineage, Sarah Lakali. She just is speaking to me, so we're going to do that real quick. Okay. Great ancestress Sarah Lakali, meaning Sarah the Black, was an Egyptian prophetess and the patron saint of the Romani people. Oral history says that the Sante Sarah had the highest divine lineage. Okay. Whew, I felt that one. So her guidance says, your ancestors protect the Holy Grail. Your ancestors protect the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is you. Divine ones walk beside you and with you. Trust, period. Trust. Your ancestors want to remind you that you are not alone. They're rooting for you. They ask you to honor your spirit guides and call upon the power of the divine. Create or nourish your ancestral altar or shrine. Unbury your ancestors. Speak their names. I'm getting chills. Your divine lineage ancestors may be blood related or culturally or spiritually connected. Did you hear that? Your divine lineage ancestors may be blood related or culturally or spiritually connected. And the declaration is, I am my sister and my sister is me. This is all about you are not alone. It says you are the Holy Grail. Okay? Your ancestors are rooting for you. Somebody needed to hear that. All right, let's go into the tarot. All right, what's coming through your present energy that Spirit wants to have us look at today and talk about? All right, you guys. Nine of Swords. Some of you guys are seriously, you're still stressing about this next chapter, the delays, okay? It's kind of like if I hold these up side by side, right? This person is stressing about the delay here. Like, why is this happening? Why is there a delay? What's not going? Am I doing something wrong? Is there's the rumination is so apparent, and that's what this message is trying to tell you. It's like sometimes we just have to get off the hamster wheel. Whenever my brain starts to review things, review it again, review it again, review it again, and it's literally the same SHIT like stuff. You know what I mean? It's the same stuff, and it doesn't move me forward. It doesn't make me feel more healed or more understood in whatever I'm reviewing. That's when I know my brain is just ruminating. And once I catch wind of that, that's my cue, right? To get off the hamster wheel. Sometimes you're going to have to just thought stop and move into peace, consciously and willfully move into peace and lean into the support of divine. There isn't going to be a mental way for you to beat this energy. There's nothing to figure out with this. All right, let's keep going. You've got the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse, and then you've got the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, so with the Six of Cups in reverse, it's like I see that you're going back into the past energies. I don't know if you're reminiscing on how things were in the past that were good. It could have been things from family, could have been things from relationship. But when the Six of Cups is in the reverse like this, it is signifying that you're spending, and the time you're spending in the past or whatever you're doing with revisiting the past may not be serving your greatest and highest good. With the Nine of Pentacles, it's like time to get organized here. Okay, so somebody needs that prompt. The only thing, the only thing that is delaying you here is something to do with your belief system or your ability, your mindset, belief system, in your ability to make this happen. Nothing in the spirit realm believes that you can't make this happen. Looks like there was one more card that flipped over that I didn't catch. All right. Nine of Wands in reverse. It's kind of this, almost all these cards are in the reverse, except for the Nine of Swords, which in the upright tends to be that stressful card, right? But this is all about Nine of Wands in reverse. Is this another stressful, spread too thin, being stressed out? It's like not having, sorry, hold on. The focus is like not having your head screwed on straight and spending time going into the past and not being organized, and maybe even getting a little complacent here with how you're managing the organization and day-to-day tasks. Okay, top of the deck, it goes Ace of Wands. Okay, so new opportunity is here. The universe is like, we're here, we're ready to do this, we're ready. Let's see what else is coming through your present energy. No more rumination. It's like it's time to take control of the mind. The mind, yep, Four of Swords tried to pop up. Slowing down, resting, coming out of isolation with the Five of Pentacles in reverse tried to pop out. All right, you guys. We're still looking at present energy here. 10 of Cups in reverse. There's stuff going on with family life, okay? Judgment. This comes out. I just want to show you. Top of the deck, Three of Swords, okay? Cards that fell out, Judgment and 10 of Cups in reverse, okay? There's some painful energy that's coming up when it comes to your family and relationship life. Some of you guys are dealing with really difficult, that's been consistent throughout the readings in the last few weeks, that I think some of you guys are coming into some higher understanding here about what's going on in and what's not working in your relationships. For some of you, it's gonna go into that side of the spectrum, where maybe there could have been some wrongdoing, some infidelity, some betrayal. And on this end of the spectrum, it's maybe not infidelity, but it's like really hurtful things happening within a union. Maybe partnerships that you felt like were supposed to be showing up as a divine union, an everlasting union, and maybe there's some really painful things that have come through that, maybe some really painful endings of a relationship. With the Judgment being here, though, I do feel like Spirit is saying that you're coming into a level of understanding and divine attunement with how this is playing into the whole story of things. Let me get more clarification on this too, just see what else. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Where do I want to go? I'm going to go to Angel here. Spirit. Okay. All right. Yeah, divine guidance. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers and friends. So, you guys, this is the second time this has come up about mentors and wise teachers and supports and friends. But that's what Spirit's saying when it comes to what's in disarray or what's kind of fallen apart with the spouse here or the home. Um, Angel card says to seek support, wise teachers, friends, that kind of thing. Stay determined, move forward. You guys, this came out last time. Be prepared for any possibility. So again, it's like with whatever's going on here with the relationship, whatever's been turned upside down, whatever wrongdoing happened, whatever betrayal or fallout happened here with your partner, with your relationship, Spirit is saying you need to seek some kind of guidance here with this. Okay, because with the Three of Swords that was on the top of the deck, there's some kind of scar tissue or wounding that might quite literally be, for some of you, what the shadow work is to do. There's something in the realm of relationships that is maybe even contributing to this, right? And it's causing or furthering the delay with this new path and this new endeavor, this piece that you're going into. You might be reminiscing about happy times in the past, you know? All right. Let's look at the challenge to overcome just a little bit more closely. Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. So there is talk about finance. There is talk about, like, for some of you, it's going to have to do with getting your money together, getting responsible, getting to this place where you've managed and done the work and put in the work to manage your funds to where you're comfortable. For some of you, it is about wanting to be here. For some of you, that's why it's coming up in your challenge position. It's like, I think some of you want to be in the Nine of Pentacles position where in the Nine of Pentacles, the reason why she's out here with her grapes and her, there's that house in the background there. Do you see? She's with her bird. She's in a robe. It suggests that she's arrived at a certain place, that she's comfortable financially and that she has certain things. And I can see why that can also be in a challenge position. Like, I feel like the desire is there for you. You have the desire to arrive at that place. But it's also, you have to get past the delay. Oops, sorry. I think I hit the microphone. You have to get past the delay and do the work, the shadow work of what's making you feel like this. You're so close. Hold on. Let's see what else is coming through your challenge position to overcome. It's like you can taste it. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, this is the confirmation. This was the singular card that popped out, the Devil. The Devil for me is my quintessential shadow work card. The Devil can signify different types of addictions or codependencies. We can have a codependency with food. We can have a codependency with love, friendship, relationships. We could be the type of person who always has to have people around. We're afraid to be in our own energy for too long. Some of us have a codependency with being too busy, and we don't feel whole unless we're constantly moving or doing something. Some of us may have a codependency with drugs or alcohol, like some sort of coping mechanism to fill the gap. And Spirit is saying, you can have help with this, right? As scary as it might be for some of us, and trust me, I'm no stranger to shadow work. I myself have had encounters where it's like, even looking at certain things, it's like you don't know what you're going to find, or if you open up that can of worms, what might come out and how is it going to disrupt the flow of the rest of things, or my expectations, or like whatever it is. But I hear spirits coming in very loud and confirming here with the devil card. Um, in order to get past the delay, you've got to close out that karmic reoccurring cycle, right? It's a part of what you contracted to learn here in this lifetime. It's part of what you signed up to overcome and signed up to heal. So, what was that card? I believe it was Nana Baluku who talked about like this isn't new. You just don't remember when you incarnated here, that you signed up to work through this. Um, okay, let's see what your overall advice from Spirit is. And strangely enough, I think I do feel like I want to pull the archetype cards today. I haven't done those in a while. Okay, what is your overall advice from Spirit? That's like a bunch of cards. We're going to keep going. What's your overall advice here, Spirit, to move them forward? All right, well, that is a lot of cards. Yep, 10 of Wands tried to pop out again. Carrying things on your own. Carrying things on your own, dude. Okay, this isn't giving, so we're going to go to the archetype now because that was my first initial instinct anyways. And then just to give you this message, what's on the top of the deck when I put the deck down and stop shuffling is the Hierophant, okay? So part of your advice too is about getting out of an old rule system or an old status quo. For me, the Hierophant is all about like rules and systems. It represents the Pope in the church and kind of like those rules that kind of like that Catholicism where there's a lot of do's and don'ts, which can sometimes come with a lot of dogma and a lot of guilt, sometimes a lot of shame. So it's not necessarily literally speaking to the Catholic Church with you in this reading, but it's whatever your current dogma is that you live by, whatever you were taught or whatever you measure yourself by. Spirit saying to revisit that as a part of your shadow work. It can be how you tell yourself you have to be a certain way, whether it's relationships, whether it's money, whether it's job. It could be with money and what you think you need to have in your life, luxuries or cars or whatever, a wine collection. I have no freaking clue. But with the Hierophant, right? There's a heating message with the Hierophant to free yourself, right? Free yourself from any dogmatic rule system, whether it's coming from a formal institution like a church or an informal institution like how you were raised. I feel like some of us in our own shadow work, it's like we just have to go back to the drawing board. It's like, oh, my mom or my dad or so and so said, or my boss, or I have made myself believe I have to be X, Y, and Z. I have to do X, Y, and Z, or else I'm not good enough, or else I'm perceived as bad, or else I'm not a good spouse, I'm not a good worker, I'm not like whatever the rule is, that's where Spirit's saying to go and look. All right, so let's close out your reading with these archetype cards. Archetypes. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this camera to. Okay, there we go. What's your advice for the collective, Spirit? All right, see now how fast that flipped over? That was my confirmation. All right, Poet. The light attribute says, express soul insights in a symbolic language. The shadow is turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Poet. Okay. Expressing insights in symbolic language. Okay. To me, this is about your communication. This is all about how you express yourself, the grace in which you can learn to do that, but also how you express yourself to yourself. I feel like has to be the first line of action, the first piece of transformation, the first piece of shadow work you do. What else is the advice? Oh, wow, those almost dropped. That was a lot. Ton of cards, so we're just gonna keep going. How you express yourself, whether it is to this in your life, the Hierophant energy, any kind of person who represents a dogmatic energy, force of energy in your life, and even aspects of yourself, right? Okay. Yeah. Companion. So that's pretty confirming as well. Okay, there's a lot of emphasis over the last few weeks about relationships. So I know spirit, whatever's going on in relationships with you at this time that has been very challenging and very difficult. It's like spirit wants you to know that this isn't just hard just to be hard, or just to make your life feel like it's a delay or something. There really is something really, really powerful on the other end of the shadow work of this relationship piece. Loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Okay. I see this as a two-way street. I feel like spirit is trying to show you how to be a good companion. It doesn't have to be love, like romantic love. It can be platonic love, but spirit is really trying to work with you in this energy of how to, it's like, be healthy in relationships, which means you're attracting healthy people into relationship with you. And if you're thinking about this in terms of someone you're already with, this is about coming to a greater intention with how you're in relationship with them, and how that is going to be reflected also in them. So it's kind of like we attract what we are, what we embody, whether you're in a relationship now or you're getting into relationship. It's really interesting. I actually feel like that energy of relationships is in the air in general for you guys as a collective. It's like people are really starting to say, okay, what do I really want? Like, get really intentional about the manifestation power and quality about what you really want. Going back here to desire, right? So, um, you guys are really, some of you are really working through your alchemy. You're turning these precious metals into gold. If you're already in relationship with someone, a spouse, a long-term partner, a husband, a wife, something like that, it's you're probably exploring these themes of like, okay, what hasn't been working as powerfully or as connected as I would want it to. And I'm also ready. I'm hearing this really, really loud and clear, and I just reach for the judgment, but I'm ready to recognize who I am. And I'm not going to let any fears of how that's going to affect my relationship stop me. Whoa. Okay, that was totally, yeah, that was spirit channeled, because it's, some of you guys are coming into a higher psychic attunement. Some of you are scared too. And this is really about saying, like, I'm ready to address this and its connection to how it's been affecting the lack in my relationship here. Okay. I just want to leave this message off reiterating what was said in spirit earlier about you not being alone. Um, you are close. You have sown the seeds. This message is actually, to me, feeling like shadow work, doing this last piece of shadow work, but also not being afraid and psyching yourself out about that shadow work. There is a safe place to do it. If you want to meet with me, my sessions are open. I'd be happy to sit down with you and process through that. That's my love of this work. I know how scary shadow work can be, but it doesn't have to be a hamster wheel. Sometimes it's scary, but that's just how we make it in our minds. I think once we actually get into it and approach it, it's actually more of a relief. It's actually more of like, why didn't I do this sooner? It usually tends to be like that. And then you can get on and past the delays. Okay, so this is your invitation. If you want, my door is open. I'm going to leave the reading here. Love you guys. Hang in there. You're doing a great job. You're doing way better than you think. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.